I think we are live for our first Tea and Tyria, and this should be really interesting, really. The idea of it, first of all, is to basically talk more about Guild Wars 2, and the fact that it's like this, I can get a broader view and I can talk a lot more rather than being refined to the restrictions of YouTube, if you like, and we can go through things and talk about different things regarding Guild Wars 2 and just MMOs in general. Um, so while I sort out a few things while we're getting ready here, um, I shall talk through what we are going to be doing. We're going to go over the news through Guild Wars 2, and we can actually switch screens here. Hey guys, how are you doing? My eyes might shift over to the right because my second screen's on my right. But as you can see, we're on the Guild Wars 2 website, and the idea is we're going to go through different websites and we're going to talk about different things that are on the website. So for example, usually I would go to the news page and talk about what news has come out recently, but obviously the last piece of news come out is September the 14th, and there has been a big lack of news recently, which is quite a shame. You know, usually they do keep us up to date on a lot of things, but obviously it's a big game they're making, and fingers crossed that the next piece of big news that we see is going to be the race change, because I'm quite concerned about this race, not race, class change. I'm quite concerned about the class because, or profession if you like, because I mean we're waiting for the game to come out at the end of the day, and if they haven't finalised the last profession, then it's not looking promising that the game's going to be out anytime soon, as in the end of the year or first quarter of next year for that matter. And it's a hard one to come across, but what can you do? So usually we would look at this news site and yeah, we would talk through whatever news comes up, but there's none at the moment. So we're going to go into, I think we are ready to do it, and we're going to go into our first item of the day, which is the Guild Wars 2 HQ sites. Now this is GW2HQ.com, and it's an awesome site that I managed to stumble upon, really. I would never have got through this if it wasn't for my searching around for different community sites, but it's possibly the best one I've seen from the ones that I've been involved in. It's kind of, you can compare it a lot to Facebook, but I wouldn't really like to do that because Facebook's a lot to do with your friends' interaction, where this is more meeting new people and getting yourself involved in the community, in the site. As you can see, it's just got a live feed of everyone who's joined in the site. So you can see who's become friends, you can see what polls are going up. So for example, this poll, should we have fun? Oh, should we have an official Guild Wars 2 HQ server? I think so. And that's quite a bad example, but that's a poll. We'll look for a different poll to go into. But people basically create polls, and like best two-handed weapon profession. So you can just create a poll, and everyone would then have a discussion about it. And literally, this is happening constantly. This site is so active at the moment, and it's a great one to get involved in. Yeah, so you can see a massive discussion going on what people are voting for, what's happening, and there's been bigger questions such as what do you think the next class is going to be, what I don't know, dynamic events, PvP, how's the PvP going to work, is it going to be really any good, and all this type of different conversations that are going on. And I was never one for polls, really. I never was into polls. You know, I would, you know, answer a few to see what ones go, but I never really got into the discussion. But like I say, for Guild Wars 2, you're so excited about it, you just want to see what people are talking about. So personally, I think not Rogue, but the Thief will probably be the best one for two-handed weapons, because they can specialize in daggers and they can specialize in their skills in that, and I think that is going to blow people up. But also there's blogs. Now this is one I've been itching to show you guys. I'm on this site obviously, and I love this site for this reason, is simply because you can do blogs. Obviously I've done two at the moment. I only joined this site about 2 weeks ago, I think it was now. So and I've straight away noticed the blog section. I think it got implemented recently, really, while I was signed up. So straight away, I've done a blog, one of my biggest blogs on a Guild Wars 2 YouTuber, and as you can see, the site has got the resources to implement videos, implement pictures, links, everything that you need for a normal blog. I mean, a lot of people create their own website. WordPress is a big one, and they basically create their own website to, do a blog or to provide information about themselves or anything they're interested in. And Guild Wars 2 ones, there's a lot out there for WordPress. Can't think of any of Blogger. There's lots out there for gaming and Guild Wars 2 in general. But this is like, it's right here. The site's got everything on it. It's all packed together. So as you can see, you can read this blog if you want. It's all good. There's other people that do blogs. You can search for them. The people you make friends with, obviously, you can search for blogs there. And another thing in the app section is the groups and videos. I'll go into groups first because it's above videos in the site. Now, if you're looking to get yourself involved in a guild, or if you're looking to have your own guild, for that matter, you can create your own group. And obviously, for example, I can create my own group here, and call it, Phylactics Homeboys from the West, yes, side, yo. And and the description would be, because we all love apple pie. So that will be my group. That will be what my group's about. And obviously you have all of these ones. So if you're looking to create a guild, you're looking to create a group of friends, anything like that, you can simply create a group on the site and have it. You can basically use it as your own website to, communicate with each other, plan events, etc., etc. And this site's just got absolutely everything. Myself, you may know me probably from YouTube. And if you're watching this on YouTube now, of course you know me from YouTube. You can, of course, upload videos, as you can see, 23 views, 3 comments, and that's all views from people on the site as well. So if you don't want to do videos for YouTube, but you like the idea of doing videos, Guild Wars 2 related, or if you are on YouTube and you do like to do videos, anything, you can upload it to this site and have all of the Guild Wars 2 fans look at it, because it is a Guild Wars 2 fan site at the end of the day. Of course, like most sites, you have your profile, there's a messaging system, and there's basically quite a lot to this site that that it adds to the community and how people can interact together. And obviously, like any good site would have forums, and the forums is obviously, I mean, I've got an account, being a big fan of YouTube and being, I don't know, a YouTuber, I suppose you could call it, for YouTube. I've signed up myself to pretty much every single forum. By the way, stop myself right there. I have got a cup of tea, which I'm going to take a nice cheeky sip out of now. And I'll burn my throat off. Nice Union Jack. This cup mug was actually from Buckingham Palace. I didn't go there. I've been to Buckingham Palace, but I've never been inside Buckingham Palace. But this was bought for, it wasn't mine actually. It was my brother's, but I've robbed it off him pretty much. I always use this mug from Buckingham Palace itself. So there you go, tea and Tyria. Alright then, so yeah, forums. Forums is great for any website really, and like I say, I've signed up to all of them, but this one, because you get to know people on this site, and because you interact with people, and it's a more active site, other than people just posting things on forums. Like, people are talking on polls, people are, updating statuses, people are talking about random stuff, not Guild Wars 2 related. It's a lot more active, you feel more involved, so on a forum like this, you sort of know the people who are talking on it, so it's a lot better, I feel. It's more laid back. It's less like you've got to type up a massive, really interesting, thread and what have you. It's just a lot more laid back. But I won't go into it too much. There's not much more I can hype up about a website, but definitely check it out. I would definitely recommend it. Now, the next feature we are going to go into, I'm going to have to say bye to you for now while I prepare for this moment. Um, it is going to be Mists of Pandaria. Now, before we do this, guys, you're going to have to let me know in the live stream if everything's going okay. Is the sound okay? Is the lag okay? Just give me the big thumbs up and I'll just carry on and wait for you guys to do that. But we're going to go into Mists of Pandaria, the new World of Warcraft expansion that they have announced over this past month. And personally, I'm I'm a bit skeptical about it, to be honest. I mean, come on, pandas. But I'll go after that. I'll go into it after we have gone into the trailer. Now, yeah, so we're going to watch the trailer and we shall talk about it after the trailer. So, hopefully this works. I'll turn the sound down a bit. Awesome. Is it working? Okay, we'll stop that right there for a second, as it seems to not be working. There we go. Yep, we'll watch this and then talk about it afterwards, just in case anyone doesn't know about World of Warcraft or the new expansion.
We were there when a world of limitless adventure opened up before us. We rose defiantly against all those that threatened the peace of our kingdoms. We ventured to a new alien world and cast the Lords of Shadow and Flame back into the abyss. It was we who held the line, as death itself rose like a tide to swallow everything we held dear. We have endured the breaking of the world and must now face the Destroyer and end his cycle of destruction. But soon, we will face a new chapter. An adventure unlike any we've known thus far. A mystery shrouded by superstition. A land of forgotten power and ancient magics. And a people that may well change the fate of us all. For all the challenges we have faced, and all the places we have been, Azeroth's limits have yet to be revealed.
So there we have it. That was the trailer for Mists of Pandaria. Now, it's very interesting, really. I'm surprised they moved in that direction. There's been a lot of WoW fans that have been very, very angry about this, and a lot that haven't. Let me just whack back up this website screen. So, as we can see here on the actual trailer itself, this is the official World of Warcraft channel page, and as you can see, split decision. I mean, likes and dislikes completely split through the middle, really, and it's a perfect way it could have went, really. I mean, if you take WoW seriously, if you're a big fan of WoW, especially if you're a big fan of the lore in WoW, this is probably not going to be the best expansion you were hoping for. A lot of people who have been in WoW since, the strategy game Warcraft 3, or Warcraft, that old school, they know that Pandarian have been there for a while, so it's not as bad for them as it is for the casual players. The casual players just go on WoW to either raid, to just do dungeons, to hang out with friends, to just have fun basically in the game. And I would say I'm a casual player. I play it like an FPS, a first-person shooter. I literally log on, queue for a battlefield, queue for arena, and that's it. Play a couple of games, come off. That's what I do on WoW. I'm not too interested in lore. I know a little bit about it, as you would do if you play it, but it's not a big thing for me. But a lot of people are annoyed at the fact that they've gone down the Panda line. Now, the big thing for me is how close it is to Kung Fu Panda. They could have easily gone down the route of having it so it's not as close to Kung Fu Panda, if you see what I mean. They could have done a different design on the pandas. They could have the monk class not know Kung Fu. It's that simple. It's quite crazy. I mean, Pandarian were there before Kung Fu Panda, was released, the film, the franchise. Before it was released, Pandarian were there. However, they have made this class in this last year. They have made this race in this last year. So they could have designed them a lot different to how they did, and especially the monk class. Now, I'm on the site for the monk class now, and as you can see from this picture here, and the one I'm hovering over, it's doing Kung Fu. You see what I mean? Like the class that they have implemented into the game, you can't. It's hard to take it seriously as a casual player. If you're accepting it and you're saying, okay, yeah, this is acceptable. This is what we was expecting, really. Then fair enough. That's fine. But pandas, not too sure. Now I'm pretty sure they released some of these skills. We can see a bigger picture of it here. You see, it's an interesting one, really. But the new features they have introduced are very interesting. Now, here's the biggie. So, WoW knew that they were losing subscribers. They knew that they were falling down in fans, put it that way. People were getting bored of the same stuff over and over again. New expansion comes out, it's the same type of thing. It's nothing new that's coming to the scene. So people are getting bored with the idea. I mean, PvP for me is really fun. It's a bit annoying that you have to pay for the game, pay monthly. That's why I'm looking forward to Guild Wars 2 a lot more, because even if I get bored of the game, which is quite unlikely by the looks of it so far, at least I know that I'm not committing myself to a monthly fee. Whereas WoW, it's a lot more like, I'm going to stop subscribing now because I'm getting bored with new stuff that's been the same. I mean, Cataclysm come out and it was like, it's exactly the same as the old one, but just with new looking bosses. They haven't, like the pet battle system here. We take a look at that. Like, that is completely different to what anyone would be used to in WoW. I mean, they don't like it. People don't like it. People do, but at the end of the day, it's something completely new. Personally, I like pretty much all of the features that are involved so far. I mean, the pet battle system, I find it personally, you might find this bad, but I find it hilarious. All the new stuff that's coming in, I find it quite hilarious. Now, Blizz, don't shoot me down. I mean this in a good way. Pandas are going to be awesome. I mean, the fact that I can go into a background and roll around as a panda, put people to sleep by poking them, and just be a panda in general is awesome to me. And I think that's that's what Blizzard wanted from the game, really. So I find it hilarious in a good way. I'm looking forward to it, even though I probably won't be playing it because I'll be playing Guild Wars 2, so I don't even think I'm going to buy the game. But if I was to continue on playing WoW, then I would be looking forward to it because of all these new features like the pet battle system. The scenarios look really interesting. Now, look how they haven't made scenarios coming soon. So this brings me back to my old point. WoW knows it's losing subscribers. I'm pretty sure that over a 6 month period they lost millions of subscribers. So we have to think to ourselves, why are they losing so many? And it's simply because people are getting bored of it. So they're looking at other games like Guild Wars 2 and like Star Wars, for example. And are they going to be taking things out of this game now? They did release information about scenarios. We know there's going to be like a Dota style game. We know there's going to be PvP. There's going to be PvP mixed with PvE basically. And I'm wondering if they're thinking about implementing certain things such as dynamic event style systems, such as, I'm trying to think of something from Star Wars, but I can't. But if they're going to copy other games in order to, so people would think, oh, I'm going to go to Guild Wars 2 because it has this awesome dynamic event system, or it has this awesome dungeon system, and you know, it's so much better. But if WoW comes out and says we've got this as well, then people will probably stay with WoW. So that's why I think they're holding back on scenarios, so people calm down a bit over the pandas, and they, you know, they don't go a bit that crazy over pandas, and then they release the scenarios and it's like, oh wait, WoW's doing this in their game also, so I'm going to stay with WoW. And this brings me on to really what I think the direction WoW has gone with this, and why they have chose the Pandarian over a lot of other choices they could have made. And I think it's the business strategy behind it. Personally, this is obviously my personal opinion of what is going on here. They're redoing their target market. You know, there's a lot of other ways they could have gone with it. You know, Blizz are clever people. They've been top of the MMO chain for a long, long time. So they know how to sustain themselves in a game. So they know that they're losing subscribers. They know they need to change something big. So they've changed their target market, I personally think, to a younger audience. I mean, you've got the Pokemon system with the new features, with the pet battling system. You have the monk class, the Kung Fu Panda type race. The monk is kind of like Kung Fu-y, if you didn't know. It's literally, I would try to get up a video later on about, you know, showing off the monk skills, but it's literally Kung Fu Panda. He makes the hoo-yah noises and he spins around, and it's quite hilarious. But yeah, it's a bit crazy, but I think they're redoing their target market. I mean, and if you look at how they've released it as well, and what I mean by redoing their target market, I think they're going to go to a younger audience. I mean, we know a lot of children and young teenagers play the game, so oh dear. If you give me 2 seconds, I shall be right back. Yeah? No, he's just gone. I can't talk now, I'm on a call. I'm very sorry about that. I do apologise. But there you go. What can you do? But yeah, they've basically changed their target market to a younger audience, and we can see that they've done this in a very interesting way. And their older audience, say, they have people playing in 40s and 50s above. They probably have someone who's 90 years old playing the game, put it that way. So how are they going to keep these players? And you probably know, I'm not sure if you do, but they said that if you pay for 12 months, you're allowed to have Diablo 3 for free. You get a free mount, I think it is. And obviously you get your 12-month subscription. So you get some free stuff and a 12-month subscription, which is very, very cheap. So this is quite interesting because, I mean, Guild Wars 2 Star Wars is going to come out pretty swiftly in the next year. So people are going to be still subscribed to WoW. So they're still going to play the game. So it's topsy-turvy really on what's going to happen. People are probably going to try Guild Wars 2, for example. If they like it, they stay there. Or they subscribe to WoW because Guild Wars 2 isn't a monthly fee, and they play both games. Because they've played Pandarians, they've played Mr. Pandaria, and they've liked it, so therefore they subscribe. Simple, you know, and they keep their subscription over the 12 months. And people who are coming to the game new, and people who are thinking about whether to change or not, this is like, you get free stuff. If you was going to get Diablo, you would do this anyway because you get Diablo for free. If you play WoW and get Diablo, this is a deal of a lifetime. If you was going to get Diablo anyway, you'd probably do this to try out Mr. Pandaria. It's an extremely good business strategy, but that's what I think they've gone with it for, to be honest. So, you know, that's I find it hilarious. I'm quite sad that I'm not gonna be able to check it out, to be honest. I really wanted to see how it was gonna go down. I'll probably go around to a friend's house or something and play it or watch it. I'm sure there'll be videos and stuff. But so far, it does look pretty hilarious, to be honest. But that's all I'm going to talk about on Mr. Pandaria for now. But to wrap it up, I personally think the only reason why they've gone down this line is they're changing the target market to a younger audience. And obviously they want to keep subscribers with this new Diablo free for free and free mount and free stuff, etc. It's quite interesting, and personally, here's the biggie. I think they're just scared of games like Guild Wars 2 and like Star Wars, you know, overwhelming their game. I mean, a lot of MMOs have came out in the past few years that people have always speculated and say this will be the killer of WoW, you know, this is going to be the next big thing, and it's always just been a few months of the game and then it's just died off and people have gone back to WoW and the game's just dead. But I do genuinely think Blizzard are, you know, worried about the fact that games like Guild Wars 2 and Star Wars are coming out and they might miss out on their games. But, you know, what can you do? But definitely, guys, go check out this site. It is awesome, and make sure you also sign up to it anyway if you want to read my blog on this site. 'Cause, I was thinking about doing my own website. I was going to do a WordPress website, but that takes quite a lot of time to set up and everything, so I'll probably just do my blog on this site. So if you want to check it out, you can. And this is a Guild Wars 2 YouTuber where I talk about my journey so far on YouTube and what's happened to me and how I set it up, and you know, how I suddenly got like 100 subscribers in pretty much 2 days and all that stuff. So yeah, just go check the site out. I really recommend it. I've done a good job, as you can see to my left, I think it is. You've got the logo, so you know, jump on there, check it out, and that'll be awesome. But yep, that's pretty much it from me for this episode. Obviously, usually I would talk about news that's came out for Guild Wars, and generally just news that's came out for MMOs, if anything really big's happened, because obviously WoW is quite a big one. And yeah, so you can hit me up on the YouTubes, or you can definitely follow me next week where I don't know what I'll be talking about. Maybe the next race will come out next week. Next race, I keep saying next race, but next profession will come out next week and we'll be able to watch that. And yeah, so I'll see you guys next time. This has been tea and Tyria. I haven't really drunk much tea, but I'll be sure to in the future. I promise you I did have tea. I did have tea. But yep, thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you all next week for more tea and Tyria. So see you later. Thanks for watching.